So next question, how do we market Shriners International at the club level? Anthony, you want to take a hold of that one?
Yeah, I mean, similar to what we were talking about as it relates to social media, it really isn't that much different. We have these clubs, and at the club level, we're active. We're doing the things that we love and enjoy, and that's one of the greatest benefits, I think, of the organization, is that we allow the members to create their journey. And so what I would go back to is just kind of the advice that I got. Maybe many of you probably have heard of. If you haven't heard of, he's a major digital marketing and I think just kind of forward-thinking person in the space of audience marketing and branding, and that's Gary Vaynerchuk. And one of the things he always says is let's document, let's not create. And so just in that vein, let's take what we do in those particular clubs and units and let's really display them, right, to attract those types of users. And one thing that's really fantastic about that is a lot of our clubs and those units are created in niches, right? So you have these very niche type focused interests. Coincidentally, in the internet world, in social media, there's groups, right? There's forums, there's these different niche areas that we can really penetrate, and not just penetrate to be somebody throwing up advertisement, but penetrate in the way of being somebody that brings value to that particular group. Now that will then raise an eyebrow to that prospect. And so that's just a really easy way to really start to think about, like, okay, well, we're a club that's focused on motorcycles. Let's get into our community motorcycle groups and Facebook, and let's really start to create ways to promote the activities we do in those groups to try to get more engagement from our community within that niche.
Brian, do you have anything you wanted to add to that question?
Yeah, what we're seeing across the nonprofit sector is that marketing is getting very local. And by local, it's engaging other organizations that have the relevant demographic that you're seeking to engage. And so what does that mean for a club or unit? Or for example, it might be your special interest group within another Masonic organization. What's critical about this is identifying where your member is, and then engaging them and affording them opportunities where you might sponsor their event. You might engage them and offer them an event. So some examples might be EMS, where you're engaging police officers, firefighters. It might be a VFW. It might even be, for example, a Little League team that you're focused on kids that are in late elementary school or early middle school, understanding that their parents are the ones you're trying to recruit. And so by focusing some of that marketing energy and those monies on those areas where your members live, not only help you recruit new members, but it increases the awareness and your brand within the community. Now you're seen not simply just buying a billboard, which I would argue doesn't bring any value to the community. Rather, you're investing your monies into community activities, and so now you're raising the brand. Now, hey, that Shrine Temple is sponsoring the Little League team, or that Shrine Club is sponsoring the local football team. Whatever it might be, now you're bringing value to the community while bringing value to your recruitment efforts. It's a win-win situation.
Yeah, Brian, there was a Shrine-sponsored baseball Little League team in the Little Robinson, Illinois, where I grew up. And so I played against the Shrine. So yeah, I understand what that is.
John, by the way, I just want to go to chat really quick here on this particular one, because there's been some folks that are actually giving some shout outs of what they're doing in that vein of smart cigar smoking, right, whiskey tasting, charity driven. There's some dinners, right, where they're doing like dinner at the lodge where they're cooking, maybe cooking classes. Those types of things could really have a great like transition, right, from just, hey, let's meet, let's see what this is all about. Now I'm interested, I actually have some familiar faces, so the next time we interact, maybe I see them at the grocery store, right, that connection starts to build a relationship. And so those are great examples. Thanks for sharing that in the chat.
Yeah, that is great. And that is exactly the kind of connection that we're all talking about. It's not just simply being a member, it's forming connections. That's what we're trying to do.